Hi everyone, this is Mukesh Soni. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Dear friends, do you want to know what is anarchy? Do you want to know how the people live in anarchy and are being treated in anarchy? Then you should read the poem Oh How I Love Your Streets, written by Ahmed Faiz. This poem is translated from Urdu by Khalid Hassan. Fayaz Ahmed Fayaz, who was born in 1911 and passed away in 1984, he is one of the most celebrated and probably the greatest Pakistani Urdu poets. He was influenced by the works of Iqbal and Mirza Ghalib. His poems assimilate modern Urdu with the classical, focusing excessively on expansion of socialism in the country. He spent many years in prison for opposing the oppressive regime. He spent his last days in exile. The poem begins, Oh, how I love your streets, my land of birth, where no one may now walk with head held high, and those who venture out at the risk of life and limb must keep their eyes to the ground. New rules, new regulations have been let down. The poem opens with the poet's intense attachment towards his land of birth when he recalls the streets which are deserted now due to the prevailing anarchy. His land of birth is ruled by the dictator, and citizens are compelled to walk heads down. They are not allowed to walk their heads held high. It means to say that the anarchy is deep rooted here, and no one dares to speak or raise voice. The poet further remarks that those who dare to go out, they go at the risk of life and end limbs. People have to keep their eyes to the ground as they are governed by the oppressive regime where people are forced to follow the rules and regulations and no one dares to protest or raise voice against such system. So in these lines, the deep-rooted anarchy is being portrayed here. Dogs are free to roam, but stones are locked away. No excuse do the oppressors need, for they are now both judge and prosecutor. But man has always fought oppression. The oppressor's ways haven't changed, nor the ways of those who fight back. Here, in this anarchy, dogs are free to roam, whereas the citizens are not. Dogs are compared to rulers who have all the powers. On the other hand, citizens don't have freedom to walk freely. Even all the stones are locked away. The deep rooted anarchy has also controlled the judiciary system, where the oppressor himself is a judge as well as a prosecutor. The oppressor does not need any excuse for his cruelty. No fair judgment can be expected in this system. Further, the poet comments that neither the oppressor's ways of ruling nor the ways of those who fight have not changed. There are only few people who raise the voice against such anarchy, but it does not bring great change because those who are fighting against such system have not brought any changes in their methods for bringing change. Hence, in these lines, the poet has suggested to be the change, to bring the change. He has suggested that to bring the change, they have to be the change. The poet continues, Our flowers have always bloomed through fire. Operation never wins and we never lose. The oppressor rides high today, playing God for a few days. But those who keep the faith can deal with fortune's ups and downs. On an optimistic note, the poet says that flowers have bloomed through fire. Here, flowers refer to people, the sufferer, fire refers to the oppressor. The citizens believe that the oppressors will never win, and people who raise their voice against such oppressors' regime never lose. The poet strongly believes that such oppressors may be powerful today. They pretend to be omnipotent, but such powers are temporary, not permanent. The poet instills the hope that faith in oneself is needed to wade through the dark times. Such anarchy will fall down and a new era will emerge where citizens will be free and happy. Hence, the poem ends with an optimistic note. Let's summarize the poem. This poem explains how an oppressive regime functions. The poem begins with a description of the poet's land of birth, which is deserted due to the dictatorship. In this oppressive regime, the dictator rules the country cruelly and forces the citizens to abide the rules and regulations forcibly. Hence, the poem starts on a bleak note of eccentric oppressor's regime. It ends with a strong note of faith, dissent, and hope. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly subscribe my channel and comment. For any online coaching, online tuition, online classes, you can contact me on my WhatsApp number 6361617669, or you can mail me on mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Thank you once again.